come faster than you think, I promise. Okay, there's no court this week in the case against Michael Jackson's doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray. But just because there's no court doesn't mean there isn't any action in the case. The action has to do with the juror questionnaire given to 145 potential jurors. Hal Eisner is here with that questionnaire, and there's very interesting questions on this. I can't wait to hear more.
Well, there are, and this is the questionnaire right here that I've got in my hand. It'll help attorneys on both sides of this case pick the jury. Defense attorney Mark Haushalter with us right here, and former prosecutor Anthony Falangetti, who currently has a defense practice. These are a couple of our legal experts helping us through this case. And, you know, how important is this questionnaire? We've heard about it since Friday, but how important is this questionnaire for both of these sides? And right now, there's no court. So what are they doing with the answers from those prospective jurors?
Hal, here's what they're doing. They're going through each of these questionnaires, and they're grading the individual jurors. They're grading them on 3 scales. A, who they want to keep for their side. B, who they're willing to challenge and use a peremptory challenge to get rid of.
All right, so but a prosecutor does what?
But a prosecutor is going to be looking for jurors who are favorable to the prosecution. Let's be clear. Nobody here wants fair jurors. Defense attorneys for Mr. Murray, they want not guilty votes. The prosecution wants jurors more inclined to vote guilty, and that's what they're looking for. And if they find somebody in there that they think is going to almost certainly not be fair to their side and vote the other way, they're going to try to challenge that person for cause.
Okay, as we said, there's a lot of questions in here, over 100. One of them I want to look at is question number 87, Mark. The question is, do you think people of wealth or fame are treated differently in the court system? Mark, do you think they are?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is Los Angeles, and you know we're not shy to do high-profile cases, and a lot of times the defense wins these high-profile cases. I'm telling you, facts are that if you're famous, you're going to get an extra look, or maybe some extra chances in our court system. Not on paper, but that's the reality of how it plays out.
Quick answer: what do you do as a defense attorney? What do you do as a prosecutor to try to level the playing field?
Here, let's be clear. On this one, you're not trying to level the playing field. The prosecution is playing to win. And here's the thing. Jurors are going to make their decision based with their hearts, and they're going to justify it with their minds. So if I'm the prosecutor, what do I want? I want people who don't necessarily state clearly that famous people get the benefits, but I want people that are going to like Michael Jackson and vote guilty because they feel their hero or somebody they liked has been wrong.
Okay, we always hear this thing. We hear, if it was Joe Blow that had this happen to them, we'd never hear about it. But because it affects this person who's a big celebrity, it's a big deal. Let's look at question number 95. Have you ever considered yourself a fan of Michael Jackson or the Jackson family? Okay, look, I like Michael Jackson music. I liked it when I covered him in the trial in Santa Maria in 1995. I can sing some of his songs. I'm a fan of his music, but what does that have to do in a case like this with jury selection? I mean, can you be a fan and not be? Can you be objective at the same time?
Well, I think as a defense, you're going to have 3 piles here. Yes, no, maybe. And what I suggested and I thought about when I read those questionnaires is put a sliding scale. 1 being not a fan, 10 being an extreme fan, and then make 3 different piles as defense counsel. 1, no, we don't want this juror. 2, maybe, let's inquire more. And then lastly, 3, absolutely, we want him. And guys like Anthony then kick him off.
All right, I'm going to tell you, I'm a fan. I'd be a good juror, though, because I know how to separate it all out. Attorneys on both sides will spend the next 2 weeks poring over the questionnaires and be back in court in session a week from Friday. Meanwhile, we'll be here with different legal analysts every day discussing every part of this case with attorneys and experts. We'll even take your comments and questions starting tomorrow. Look for me on Twitter, @Hal Eisner. That's my name on there. And Lauren, back to you.
Donna, I have one question for you, though, before I let you go, Hal. Do you think that jurors will actually, they answer these truthfully?
Well, that's the expectation, that they'll
Right.
answer them truthfully, and that's what the judge is counting on, so,
All right. Thanks for that, Hal.